If you were filthy rich, what's a totally unnecessary but cool and outrageously eccentric thing you would buy? Hire a crazy architect to build a mansion with a stupid amount secret passages and puzzles gating off huge parts of the house, and never tell me about them, so I keep finding new rooms and puzzles and dungeons and shortcuts all the time. Edit. Holy shit, someone put gold on this post. You people are crazier than I am, and I love you all. Resident Evil Mansion. You want a Resident Evil Mansion? An indoor pond, not for me, but for my turtle Raphael, because he deserves to be spoiled. One of those giant royal paintings of myself to put over a fireplace. Just me wearing a crown, wearing a cloak, on a throne, with my dog next to me. It's so insane and ridiculous, but I'd love it, because of how funny it'd be. T-Rex skeleton as a living room ornament. Okay, so I'd have a mansion, of course, but a 10-year-old's version of a mansion. I'm talking water slides to go straight from my room to the pool. Fireman poles to go straight to the kitchen. Sushi boats that go to every room and constantly rotate hamburgers, chicken wings, and tacos. Soda fountains everywhere. Secret bookcases and passages that open into arcades and movie theaters. My old boss tied to a wall that I can beat with golf clubs and set on fire. A big trampoline park with a huge ball pit that I can jump into. A little indoor park where all my dogs can run and play in. Huge board game tables that I can invite all my friends to play at. A library with cases full of games and movies. One of these things is not like the others. Bookshelf that spins around when you pull on a specific book, but instead of revealing a cool Batcave type of thing, it's just the laundry room. Can you imagine trying to pull the book while holding a laundry basket though? RIP my dude. Lol, as if I would carry my own laundry. That's Alfred's job. I would love an automated front gate. When I drive down my drive, water fountains would shoot over my car in an arch like them from Roller Coaster Tycoon. What a welcome home. I'd go all out and get the Jurassic Park gates. If I was filthy rich, I'd get the Jurassic Park gates. Hovercraft. I'm too rich to have a bumpy ride. Fuck potholes. That's what poor people taxes fix. I want to float everywhere, even across water, like Jesus. Penguins with black bow ties and top hats, monocles and canes too. I'd pay a Scottish guy gobs of money to just follow me around and echo everything I say. For instance, if I were to say man, I'm thirsty, he would yell bring the good sir water or something like that, because that's funny to me. And he has to be in full kit, with giant bushy red beard and a furious scowl that belies his heart of gold. Start an aerospace company called Space Weighted Musk. Edit. Seeing the concern of an organization whose name reminds them of a famous predator, I will create a program to make sure the business is perfectly streamlined to help put other potential investors at ease. It will be called the Committee on Standardized Business Yield. That's a bit of a mouthful, so hopefully we can come up with an acronym or shorthand at a later date. Go with Space W. You'll show up first in the fauna book. I read that as Space Yeet. I would have a large room filled with comfortable surfaces and integrated passive lighting and speakers, optimized for good sound. The surfaces, both floor and walls, would react to the music via vibration, I guess, so that you kind of get moved around. The lighting creates an awesome atmosphere. I would listen to loud music, lying on the floor in there, and probably enter heaven. I've always wanted a wall-sized aquarium with glow-in-the-dark jellyfish. I didn't know I wanted this, but now I want it. Build a house. Yep, that's my weird/eccentric idea. Build a house with weird twisting hallways like the Forest Temple from Legend of Zelda: The Ocarina of Time. With secret passageways built into bookcases, false walls, huge portraits and turning fireplaces. Certain walls would be mechanical to allow them to retract into other walls to make new not hidden passageways, making the layout ever changing and labyrinthian. I would invite friends and family over and torment them, running between the different passageways and messing with them. And when I would be alone, I would torment my cats and watch them not care. I would buy a Humvee complete with a turret and gun on top, but instead of bullets it would shoot out obnoxious amounts of silly string. Occasionally I would swap it out with spray cheese ammo. I imagine this driving through a parade spraying everyone with food and fun. Now I'm picturing being hit by a starburst traveling 2,500 feet per second. That's the dream. I'd go pay for the education of like 100 college grads. But I'd let them know it was me and that there would be a time when I would call in that favor. Occasionally call them and check in to let them know I was still watching their career with great interest. I once had my motorbike stolen in Barcelona 6 years ago. It's like a plague. There is nothing much we can do, said the bored policeman in charge, as if he was talking about the rain or the tides. If I was filthy rich I would auction a huge investment, like Bill Gates shit, on any government capable of finding my bike and each of all involved in taking it and earning a dime. The quantity of money would be so dismal ridiculous. I would expect new quantum time travel cameras should technology develop just to find and crush every single person involved. I would then offer any country that is willing to have a specially developed prison to make the lives of those people really miserable for some years. I would be the fucking tide. I'm not over it, you could say. Edit. Dismal does not, indeed, mean what I thought. A donkey who I would name Ronnie. I'd ride him through town wearing a tuxedo and a Viking helmet. Edit. Ronnie and I would both have a tux and Viking helmet. I've always wanted to host a giant week-long LAN party on beach shore in California or Florida. Rent a giant mansion. Hire a chef and maid. Fly in all of my friends from across the states. Give everyone like a $2K rig to game on for the week. Then at the end everyone rig gets shipped home with them. It wouldn't be that extravagant for rich people, but for me and my friends I feel it would be pretty great. I'd buy a slot for a Super Bowl lad. It wouldn't be advertising anything. It'd just be 30 uninterrupted seconds of myself eating a sandwich against a plain white background. At the tail end of the ad I would just look at the camera and my full name would appear on screen. That's it. *BASED on this year's Super Bowl ads. I'd imagine mine would also be considered the best. Facebook. Then I'd switch it off. First I would buy a huge plot of open land. I'm talking several hundred acres. Next, I would fence it off and make boundaries for it. Then, I'd go around to all of the local animal shelters and adopt as many dogs as I could. The land I purchased would be a dog sanctuary / public dog play place. I'd hire staff, vets, housekeeping, etc. and it would become a place that you could go to anytime you want just to play with dogs. I'd only ask for donations of any sort if possible, but not necessarily. I would buy a horse. White big fucking horse, and I would ride it around the town while flexing at everyone. People would refer to me as a billionaire on a white horse. And when I would be leaving the town, massive speakers located in a Lamborghini driving behind me would play Country Roads Take Me Home. I'd buy a giant golden chariot with like 8 horses and hire a bunch of people to roll out a red carpet and throw rose petals and a big group of people to play fanfare with trumpets every time I arrive somewhere with my own squad to announce my arrival with some stupid made up title. Like just going down to the local store in my pajamas to get some milk and bread or something. I'd buy a team of divers, an Antarctic trawler, and the means to chip off, store and transport tons of Antarctic ice from the South Pole all over the world. I'd have the divers swimming under the Antarctic ice sheets, chipping off chunks of the ice and bringing them back to the ship. Then, my business would be selling pure Antarctic ice to all the most high-end, stuck-up and pretentious people and bars in the world. And they'll be the only places to sell pure Antarctic ice. Obviously this is pretty damn unethical, unsustainable, and downright dangerous. But I'm filthy rich. Take it up with my lawyers. Sounds like a good way to give all those rich people an unstoppable Xenovirus that fell to Earth on a comet 20 million years ago and lay trapped in the ice. A functional, wearable Iron Man suit. An entire house dedicated to fulfilling the most intense Dungeons and Dragons experience known to mankind. Massive electronic table for professionally custom made figurines to be placed on top of. Custom made overlays commissioned for the table. Have the walls of the house be able to output a live image of the environment the party is in, alongside the best surround sound system money could buy for ambience. Each party member would have a fridge next to them with their preference of snacks and drinks that would be refilled by the waiting staff whenever they would be called in. Not a buy but a build. I would build the largest trebuchet in history, and I would use it to break the Guinness record for launching a flaming Volkswagen van farther than anyone. Come to think of it, I should do a Kickstarter for this. You should do it at Burning Man. Finally, I have a reason to go to Burning Man. I'd fund the second seasons or reboots of all the shows/movies that didn't work financially. The first time an animated reboot of Percy Jackson, using the studio from Avatar. A second season of Nisekoi, the final arc of Bleach, the real second half of Solita. I really need that Book of Ebon arc animated. Firefly, the list goes on. Probably hookers and blow. Thank you for watching the video. Here is a picture of a dog. Good boy. Do you have any similar experiences? Post them in the comments below. And subscribe if you enjoyed this vid. Also check out our other videos.